Nigeria can now boast of a certain degree of progress and development in cities and towns across the nation. This is particularly evident in the banking and ICT sector.
ICTs, telephony, broadband internet are critical to a nation's development. And it's important to have this infrastructure across the social strata of the society.
We have regulatory authorities and development agencies to guide this sector. NCC, which is the Nigerian Communications Commission, is a regulatory body. And of course, it is as a result of their effective performance that the sector is also doing very, very well.
Year 2000, we went out to do a study visiting many of the rural parts of this country, actually trying to ascertain the kind of telecommunication facilities and ICT facilities that they require in those places, and actually conducted the research with a company in Nigeria here called Growing Businesses Foundation.
We cannot talk about development in Nigeria without involving the rural people. Rural development has been neglected in terms of infrastructure, whether that's roads, whether it's power. A lot of our development tends to be urban-centric. And the greatest challenge before the administration today, before Nigeria as a country, as a polity, is to diversify and decentralize that development process. Given that telecommunications had come to Nigeria, it was very successful, and we realized that from our consultations in 2000, before GSM started, that the rural communities wanted communications. They needed communications. If you have a situation where there's poor transportation, poor roads, the best way to communicate is obviously with a phone.
No matter how remote the location, everybody knew something about information and communications technology and the role that ICTs can play in the development of their lives and impacting their lives positively.
The government is there to provide the enabling environment. The government is there to provide the right policies and leave it for the private sector to implement.
When people talk about public-private partnerships, very often they think about the public sector, the private sector, and then the partnership. They forget civil society.
We've had also a very big support from civil society groups. We actually get them involved in all kinds of initiatives. Sometimes they also generate the ideas and sell to us because we never claim to be all wise. Some of those civil society initiatives come very handy. For instance, the first time we launched the phone for rural women in Enugu, the idea actually came from the Growing Businesses Foundation that, who are already experienced in dealing with rural communities.
We created a product that had the solar panel, that had a Yagi antenna, and provided them with access to finance so that they could buy the handset and could gain access to recharge cards so they could recharge their phone on a regular basis.
My family are not here. It's the work that brought me to this town. So I easily call them with the mobile phone, we communicate.
Sometimes if my customer needs me, they will call me. They need fish or pepper. Do you have this time? Do you have this thing? Do you have fresh one or roasted one? From there, I'll tell them that yes,
Telecommunications perhaps provides an example of how there has been collaboration between the public, private sector and civil society of building a telecommunications infrastructure in the rural areas. I think it's also a wonderful example of how rural communities and small businesses, small entrepreneurs, particularly women, have embraced new technologies in order to enhance development.
There are microfinance institutions like LAPO, SEEP, and others that provide their members with access to funds and other opportunities at grassroots level.
I decided to start a project which we tag SIP. I observed that the women in that community were hardworking people, but there weren't any financial assistance for them. And I want to thank God today, at least the Growing Businesses Foundation has given us above 11 million now as a loan, which has already assisted our expansion to 9 states in which we are now, with almost 55,000 members.
You have also the issue of rural women and using payphones, their mobile phones as payphones, and using it to do some small businesses. They make some money by selling minutes of call, and that some of them, this has impacted their lives so positively that they've used the money to even set up other businesses they get into with the money they made from mobile phones.
I started doing this business since 2004 with the assistance of SIP. In between that period, I was able to pay my children's school fees. And I'm using the umbrella then. After that umbrella, I get the shop, pay for the rent. And from there, I've been starting selling the soft drink. I'm not selling it in crates. It's the part of the profits I'm deriving from the business.
As I knew the level I was before this program was brought into my life just last year, just going to 1 year now. There are some financial obligations that I cannot carry out before the introduction of this program. But God helping me, with the result of that card and the full business, I'm able to carry out some of those financial obligations.
It has also provided direct and indirect job opportunities, over 1 million, both skilled and unskilled in the country. And it is a main policy plank of this administration to use ICT to leverage the growth of all the various sectors of our economy.
If you have telephone in the village, you have internet there, you have television there, why would anybody want to go to any city to live and become a slum dweller? But actually empowering the rural people to feel part of the information age, which is the global information age, and be as educated and as well informed as anybody else in any part of the world.
Working with NCC, working with the operating companies, expand and make these services available to every nook and corner of this country. If we succeed in doing this country will be different in another 3, 4, 5 years.
Nigeria's plenteous human resources provides a tremendous opportunity to lay a robust foundation for sustainable development. Only then will Nigeria finally emerge into its full potentials as a modern, developed nation-state.